Down on the 10-yard line, Fossil Ridge. 5 minutes, 31 seconds left in this first quarter. Thank you for joining us tonight here on PSD Athletics. Tonight, live on Stream It Sports, we're watching Fossil Ridge versus Fort Collins High School in a crosstown rivalry. Already the score is 7-0 with a single play early on by Fort Collins High School, 45-yard touchdown a pass run. And now we're looking at Fossil Ridge that's been burning up about 4 minutes on the clock so far and has taken it down to the 10-yard line. Back in the back is taken down. A flag is going out. Tanner Hoke, the QB, a senior, between the tackles, has decided to throw the ball away rather than getting sacked, but I think he's going to hurt his team a little bit more there with the penalty because he was not outside the tackles. Welcome to French Field in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado, the home team. Fossil Ridge High School is hosting the crosstown rival, Fort Collins High School, in this Colorado high school football action tonight. Hello, my name is Eric Friehauf. I'm your broadcaster in place of the infamous, the famous Dave Haas and Randy McCoy. And right next to me, helping me out in broadcast partner, Randy Torhan. And on the camera is Abby Block. As we see at the 5-minute mark in this first quarter, Fossil Ridge is trying to respond to that early touchdown by Fort Collins High School. They're back on their heels a little bit. It is 1st and 22, deep into the Fort Collins High School realm. Back behind is Tanner Hoke, number 7. Shotgun, looking down. Could he have it? Could not find his favorite receiver down there. Niles Tilley, a wide receiver, a junior. He has caught one already tonight for a 25-yard reception on a 3rd down situation. He's been out there catching the ball. Tanner's actually been pretty good so far. He's had a couple of runs, and then he's been able to make the big passes to keep the momentum getting down the field. Tanner surveying. He has 2 split left, 2 split right, and boy, you got to also watch out for up front. Dylan Johnston, the running back, the senior, he's been running very well as well, too. He goes back into the slot. It's going to be a pitch. Does he have the speed? Can he bust through that? Excellent pursuit by Fort Collins High School. Little chest bump down there. I think there was excitement as the, if I get the number right here, number 6 or number 8 on there. I'm trying to double check his number. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. That would have been Colin Siegfried, number 8. He's a DB, 5'8", 154 pounds. He is a junior. Well, now 4th down, 18 yards to go, 4 minutes left. Number 37, Donovan Murphy, who's also a kicker, has good leg on it and misses it to the right. Well, let's take a short break between this, and we'll come right back and we'll recap what's going on so far in this game. This is Stream It Sports Live.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those 2 rhinos. Oh.
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get...
Welcome back. 3 minutes, 29 seconds left in this first quarter. Fort Collins High School picks up the ball after the missed kick by Donovan Murphy. On that first down, gets nothing really up through the middle. A little sweep underneath. Quick pass. Able to get down the field. Pass. Kevin Nguyen, a wide receiver, a sophomore, just ducks up underneath the quarterback, gets a short pass and is able to string it out along there, picking up 30 yards, taking it 20 yards up to the 46-yard line. Behind center for Fort Collins High School is number 18, Hayden Iverson. He's a sophomore QB, 6'1", 6'3", pulls it down, and again, they're going with another run. 15, Jackson Shore, that previous play, I was using the wrong lineup there, but it was Fort Collins High School's Jackson Shore that got that previous 20-yard gain. There, the captain for Fort Collins High School gains another 15 yards just on an underneath sweep. Fort Collins High School picking up right where they left off at the first of this half. They had deferred on the toss at the beginning of the game, so they kicked off. Were able to stop Fossil Ridge. And then in one play, a quick pass between Hayden and Leone, number 25, they get a 45-yard touchdown. Now they've come back out on the court, and they are actually providing same momentum that they had done before, getting down the field. I also enjoy the game of basketball, so I will call this a field. And it's been a field. French Field here in Fort Collins, right next to Rocky Mountain High School. It is the city's Poudre School District's main field in the city where we get crosstown rivalries like this. All right, Fort Collins High School, 3 to the wide. And an interception is thrown through an overthrown pass. Hayden Iverson, a little anxious, throws it out to Jake Leone, who's thinking that he was going to have it, but it was over his head. Ball goes through his hands and slips right into the hands of Jimmy Carson, the defensive back senior, able to pick it up, gets a critical turnover in this first half, stopping the momentum of Fort Collins High School. With a minute 46 seconds left, we're going to keep it right here as we watch Fossil Ridge come back out and see if they can pick up that same momentum. Not able to create the points they had done earlier on in the quarter, but they were able to move the ball down the field. And now number 7, Tanner Hoke, the QB, the senior, moving his players around, splitting 2 out to the right, 1 to the left, single in the back. Everybody's set. Dylan Johnston steps up to him, fakes the handoff, little play action. Big in the field, Fort Collins High School finding him and tackling him. A solo tackle by number 34, Jace Wide. I would call it Wide, W-E-I-D-E. He's a senior linebacker, 5'8", 160 pounds. Able to get in the pursuit, but that was all based off of penetration inside. Able to get to Tanner Hoke and push him out and try to get him outside. Split to the right, 2 and 1 to the left. Same setup, only a flip-flop of the original play. This is the old get him set, now get the call changed at the line based off of the defensive setup. Tanner's looking at it. He has a protection in the backfield. Nice long pass over to number 1. Tristan Burdick. He is a junior, wearing number 1 tonight. In that process, he's able to gain another 7 yards, where before on the first down they got 0 yards. Third down and 3. Third down and 4. Tanner in the backfield, looking, getting the play set. What a wonderful night. First night for these two teams as they open up the season. Last night, Rocky was playing here. Had a tough time against Chaparral, but tried to play it early and good often, but Chaparral was just a little bit too much for them. Tanner on third down looked like he was trying to hand it off to Dylan Johnston, but he could not get anything out of it. Flag flies in there a little bit late. Looks like there was a lot of scrum and a little pushing around there. We'll see what the call is. Typically there it's either against the defense and roughing it a little bit too much. The umpire confers. Fossil Ridge really trying to figure out how to keep that momentum going. You know, you take a look at last year, this was a season opener for both teams. And as they came into the season, I think they both had high hopes for what was going to happen. The opener for them, if you were to take a look at it 1 year ago today, actually September 2nd, that would be tomorrow, Fossil Ridge owned the game 33-7. They were able to force 3 interceptions against Fort Collins High School, 2 fumbles and a safety, and pretty much owned the game last year. Fossil Ridge went on to the season under Coach Bigelow to a 7-3 overall 3-2 league play in the 5A Mount Elbert Conference, while Coach Rice took his team on to a 3-8, really a tough season, one of his fewest win season in his tenure as coach, and had a difficult time really putting things together, 1-4 in league. His previous best time, though, was 11-1 in 2014. Well, the refs looked at it. They saw there was rough play by Fort Collins Fossil Ridge High School, gave them a 15-yard penalty, and at that point in time, took us to the end of the quarter. And so now we will take a break with them at the end of the quarter, and we will run a timeout and come right back to you. We'll hit the full second quarter here at French Field for PSD Athletics. This is Live Stream It Sports, bringing you Colorado high school football.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those 2 rhinos. Oh.
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get $3,000 cash back on RAV4.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to French Field tonight, the first day of September. Can you believe it? We're through August, we're in September, and we're in football season. It all starts tonight. Right down now is CSU versus CU down in Denver. We got a great game coming up right here with Fossil Ridge and Fort Collins High School, crosstown rivalry. At the beginning of the second quarter, the Lambkins lead 7-0 over this home field-owned Sabercats. High punt at the midfield, fumbled a little bit. Number 4 from Fort Collins High School, Shea Wynn, the senior, up for the catch, fumbles the short punt, and that was recovered by Fort Collins High School at midfield. Number 37, Donovan Murphy from Fossil Ridge was the punter on that. Gave it a lot of high trajectory, allowed the team to get downfield, caused some stress for number 4, Shea Wind, the senior, who could not handle it. Well, Fort Collins High School gets the ball back. Tanner Oak, the QB senior, looking to see if he can get this team rolling down the field and make it even. Well, on the turnover. Tanner gets set up with the split. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and you got Dylan Johnston in the backfield. Play action. Pursuit is amazing. Tanner able to scramble out, but you got to give credit to number 76, Jack Pedersen, a captain, a senior offensive lineman, 6'3", 231 pounds. I think Tanner looked at that and said, I better get out of this backfield and try to get down the field. He picked up 1 yard, but right now, Fort Collins High School penetrating, creating problems in the backfield. The play action, not able to pull the linebackers in and get a quick short pass in there. Tanner pitching it out again in the backfield. Number 15 from Fort Collins High School, Jackson Shore, the captain, senior, 6'2". Jackson Shore actually played a couple times a quarterback last year. Must have been a little bit of the trick play, but he was in the backfield, forcing Dylan Johnston to really take a look at a different path, able to slow him down and allow the pursuit by Fort Collins High School to stop him, only at a 3-yard gain. Third down, 11 minutes, 10 seconds left in this second quarter. Tanner surveying the back. Johnston steps up, staying in, not being able to run a lot. A little underneath pass, almost like a screen if you could take a look at that. One receiver stopping in one position, and then right underneath it, Kevin Simpson tight end, senior, steps in underneath that and is able to get a first down. Big play. Tanner's had a couple of good plays early on this first quarter where he's able to finish out on a third down, a big gain to keep the momentum for the team going. Tanner has Johnston, fakes the handoff, quick pass outside. Exactly what they needed to do. Niles Tilley, the wide receiver junior, out there for a quick bubble type pass, able to get about 2 yards. Fossil Ridge not able to take advantage of Johnston underneath, having to use him to provide extra blocking for anything coming through that line. Fort Collins High School just penetrating, creating problems in the backfield. Tanner Oak looking behind, setting him up, brings him around. A little jet sweep was trying to come through there, could not get in there. Reversing back through the field, but give it to number 6, Garrett McGraw, a captain senior, defensive back, 5'8", 155 pounds, pursues and is able to trip him up. Not able to get too far there. Kevin Nguyen coming around trying to see if he could, well, actually it wasn't. It was Niles Tilley, wide receiver, just not able to turn that back around. That was just a play that was broken up early on where there was too much penetration on the left side of the line as they were trying to sweep it across and could not get anything out of it. 3rd down and 10. Can Fossil get some motion and movement? A little roll out. Tanner thinks he sees it down the court, out of the hands, and through number 17, Mike Krevick, the wide receiver junior. That brings it to 4th down. Number 37, Donovan Murphy, need to go out and punt it. Just not able to get down the field. You got to give it to Fort Collins High School. They've had some tremendous defensive pressure in the backfield. And down the field, it looks like coverage is doing well. It's kind of an interesting, a flip-flop of 2 years. Last year when they played, Fossil Ridge was the team to really beat with regards to their defense, pressures, interceptions, fumbles caused. Now Fort Collins High School coming out that same way. High kick by Murphy. What a favorable bounce. And knees it down on the 1 foot line. I have to double check to see if they had a leg in the end zone. They didn't. Well, that punt by Murphy hits at about the 15-yard line, has a front rolling, and it spins all the way down to the end zone, putting Fort Collins High School really at the 1 foot line. Great punt, great coverage by Fossil. Fort Collins High School had nothing to do with that. You had to step away from the ball and get it down to that location. Great night tonight with regards to the playing conditions. Clear skies, the moon up in the sky, temperature just perfect. Kind of cooled down over this last few nights, giving us a nice, great evening to watch a game. This is the last of the 4 teams in the city that are playing tonight. Rocky played last night. Poudre School District right on track for another great season, a good set of teams this year coming in. Who will be the champion of the season in city? Poudre High School already playing 2 games and showing dominance with regards to being the team to beat. At first play underneath, only about a foot gain. Difficult with you on the 1 foot line, trying to get extra yards with your back up against that back line. Able to go, it looks like about 1.5 yards. Power position underneath the center. Trying to get some more yardage, cannot get through. Fossil's defense really strong in that play. I think that was Fort Collins High School's. Could not see who the final running back was on that. I'll catch that the next time. Now Fort Collins High School, 3rd down. 6 yards to go to get a first. They're going to have to split it out. Number 18, Hayden Iverson, the sophomore QB, gets the start tonight. It's quite a change from last year. Fort Collins High School being led by Jonathan Erickson last year. Back looking long. Double hitch, could not get him out there. Number 10 for Collins High School, Abby Eskid, the senior wide receiver, did a little bump and run but could not get around him, and it was just a floater out there. Again, we talked a little bit about the quarterback this year. This is Hayden Iverson. Hayden Iverson's coming in, trying to create an opportunity. He's a sophomore, 6'1", 163 pounds. He's replacing number 5, Jonathan Erickson from last year. He had 1,935 yards passing, 691 yards rushing. Difficult to replace that type of a player this year. I'm sure Coach Rice is trying to get him mobile, but also accurate, because he does have Jake Leone, a player that can catch a lot. Big kick on the outside, down to the 45-yard line. Has some blockers set up. Nice coverage downfield by Fort Collins High School, only about a 5-yard return. Let's take a break on Stream It Sports. We're here with Poudre School District's Sports, and we'll be right back. Seven minutes left in this second quarter. Fort Collins High School trying to get it down the field, but Tanner Hoke throws an interception to Ethan Ashley, who's able to turn it in and give it right back. A big play and fumble when he hits the ground. This is a little ping pong game going on here. Turnover by Fossil with the pass early on. Fort Collins High School looking like they have a big gain coming out of it. And as he gets to the back, number 3, Michael Remmers, the junior wide receiver, on an underneath pass after number 18, Hayden Iverson, gets decked in the backfield, gets 9.5 yards, and fumbles the ball before hitting the ground. Great defense by Fossil Ridge High School. Puts it back in the hands of Fossil. 6 minutes, 56 seconds left in the second quarter. Lampkins lead still on a 7-0 game. All based off of one single play. Big play on the first play of Fort Collins High School. Since then, both teams playing tough defense, taking people down. Tanner Hoke taken down by number 70, Andrew Van Orden, the junior defensive lineman, 6'1", 202 pounds. Was in the backfield along with the rest of his team. They're blowing through this offensive line. Fort Collins High School looking over to the sideline to see what play to go. Tanner Hoke. Trying to see if he can put things together here. Tanner Hoke he's seeing if there's a linebacker shading. He did a little call there. Split 2 to the left, 1 to the right. An adjustment. He's going to have to watch his time. Timeout. I don't think the coach liked what he was seeing there, and so he wants to reset that. Well, we're going to take a timeout with them here on the Poudre School District, brought to you by Stream It Sports Live. We'll be right back after this short break. Well, welcome back. We're coming out of a timeout with 6 minutes, 2 seconds left in this second quarter. The Lampkins the visitors to this crosstown rivalry to the Fossil Ridge SaberCats are leading 7-0. Hey, we want to thank our sponsors, First Bank, Schrader Oil, and Pedersen Toyota. If you would like to be a partner with us and become a sponsor, send us a message at RMCCOY. That's RMCCOY at streamitsports.com. And we will contact you with the information you need. Let our sponsors know how much you appreciate them by going and visiting their place. Up through the middle, Tanner Hoke bringing his own ability to get up, and that's what happened last year. Fossil Ridge, they had a balance of passing as well as rushing from the quarterback. Fossil Ridge led by Griffin Roberts last year, 1,507 yards passing, 67 yards rushing. Tanner Hoke last year, he played in 7 games. He had 350 yards passing as well, too. So Tanner's going to have to pick it up for Roberts. And that last run for 10 yards, well, got them back to a 3rd and 7 after the previous sack that was in the backfield. Little high snap underneath. Could not hang on to it. Tristan Burdick could not handle it after it was in his hands. It puts it at 4th down. Fort Collins High School going to have to kick it again. Devon Murphy, senior, will be kicking it for him. Down in Colorado Springs, the Windsor Wizards playing. They are tied 0-0 as they are opening up the season against Vista Ridge. It's going to be a tough one. Lower kick this time. Fossil able to pursue it. Not after about a 12-yard return by number 4, Shea Wynn, the senior. Good recovery from the last time. Last time Shea took a long punt from Donovan Murphy, and when he did it, he had a little bit of a nervousness holding on to that ball because a lot of the pursuit had come around him, and he fumbled it and gave the ball right back to Fort Collins High School. But Fort Collins High School Fossil Ridge not able to produce with that last possession. Hayden Iverson in the back. 3 out to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield. Slow pitch. 5-yard gain by Michael Remmers. And another fumble. Michael Remmers on the round is tackled and stripped before his knees hits the ground, giving Fort Collins High School, which has forced now their 2nd turnover from either fumble or interception, and now has good field position with 31 yards to the end zone to see if they can tie this game up. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Boy, Fort Collins High School just shooting themselves in the foot with regards to opportunities. Defense seems to be playing very strong, but their offense seems to be turning the ball over. All right, Fossil. Tanner sitting in the back. Johnston. Nice underneath pass. Donovan Murphy's just not a kicker. He's also a wide receiver. In fact, he's one of the better wide receivers. Last year, he was the leading receiver with 41 receptions, 871 yards, and 10 TDs. So I am sure Coach Bigelow is going to try to find out to get him in the game more and more. Underneath. Great pursuit underneath there. And there goes the flag. Great pursuit. Unfortunately, number 76, Jack Peterson, the captain, defensive lineman, I think had the back of his collar, and that'll be a horse collar, most likely a call. We'll see as the umpire steps up. Oh, no, it is against Fossil. So not only was it a 3 or 4 yard gain, it's going to be negated with the, looks like a hold from the spot of the foul. Illegal use of the hands, actually. So it looked like it was an illegal use of the hands. 5-yard penalty after the run. Second down and 11. Tanner Hoke gets into the back. Trips to the left, one to the right. Nice toss down the field. That goes to Tristan Burdick, the junior for Fossil Ridge. Officials timeout. Looks like an injury timeout. Somebody on the sideline. We'll take a short timeout with them. Right now it's 7-0. The Lampkins, with 3:56 left in the second quarter, are leading the home team Sabercats here on French Field. We'll be right back here on Stream It Sports Live for Poudre School District.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NOCO.
Well, nothing on that last pass. Giving it to Kevin Simpson as a tight end as he flared out. Was tackled with about 1 yard. That injury, which Tristan Burdick looks like he was okay. He was twisted as he went down, went over to the sideline. Was doing okay. Fourth down. Tanner Hoke underneath. Looks like there was not a good communication between the receivers. Number 82, Niles Tilley, is looking at his quarterback going, you wanted me to cut in. The pass looked like it was to the outside and down the field. Number 1, Tristan Burdick, was also down there. He was in no position there either. I think the kick would have been too long to try to put 3 on the board. But now it gives Fort Collins High School the ball back with 3 minutes, 11 seconds here in the second quarter. Ball on the 25-yard line. What can they do? Hayden Iverson in the backfield. Quick outs, bubble screen. Fumble again by Fort Collins High School on the way down. Number 25, Jake Leone. Fortunate for Fort Collins High School, they recover it, but Fossil Ridge is stripping the ball out of Fort Collins High School, and they are just not holding onto the ball well. That was a good 7-8 yard gain, but on that process of falling, the ball stripped out, and they lose 4 yards on it. Fortunate to recover the ball. Well, if it wasn't for the fumbles, but maybe the recovery back, they'll see if they can get the momentum going down the field. Short handoff, nice movement. Michael Remmer, number 3, the junior, underneath for a quick handoff. Was able to get 4 yards, but it's now 3rd and 1. Fort Collins High School. 2 minutes, 21 seconds left in this second quarter. Taking a little time off the clock as they're trying to get the play in. And then a penalty. Flag down on the floor. Nice run by Hayden up through the middle. A little play action and then saw a little seam. Able to get 15 yards. A penalty. Flag's already been picked up. But there's a conference at the midfield. And hopefully that's not a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct for Fort Collins High School, because that would have been a critical pickup of the first down. Would hate to see the 15 yards negated by a penalty after the play. We'll see what the call is. Personal foul against Fort Collins High School. Dead ball foul takes them back 15 yards. Still get the first down. Kind of an interesting play. 3rd and 1. Get a 16-yard first down. dead ball foul. 15 takes the ball right back to where the line of scrimmage was before the play even started. But they do have a first down. So one of those ones, if you're tracking that in the book and wondering if there was any positive yard gained, I'd say there was a half a yard gained out of that whole thing. But they do have first down. Minute 46 seconds left. Man in motion. Underneath. Quick, easy out. Tackling to outbounds. Boy, I tell you, number 10 from Fort Collins High School, Abby Ezeged, the senior, coming across underneath, just could not find a hole until he got to the outside. Almost taken down by Fossil, but was able to squirt out to the outside and get to the out of bounds. Stops the clock. Puts the ball on 46-yard line. Minute 34 left in this second quarter. 1st and 10. Hayden back. He's almost sacked. They're able to get outside the tackles and actually throw the ball and stop the clock. Incomplete pass stops the clock. He almost looked like he wanted to call a timeout, but he realizes that his incomplete pass wasn't there. Fossil Ridge was in the backfield. It wasn't one Sabercat, it was 4 Sabercats, almost like they were looking to run a screen, but it sure broke up as it matured. Well, Hayden Iverson looking over the defense. Gets the motion in. Most of the almost tackled in the backfield, but's able to continue out. Quick handoff to number 3, Michael Remmers. Michael Remmers is short by 1 yard with his knee down. Clock running, 1 minute, 13 seconds left. Plays are going to have to get in and out. Coach Rice got to make sure his team's moving down the court field. 1 minute, 4 seconds. Play still not in. 2 split to the left, 2 split to the right. Let's see what they'll run. Quick out. Can they get out of bounds? Yes. Jack Leone, senior, the tight end, 6'3", able to pick up another 4 yards, 5 yards, gets it down to the 41-yard line with 49 seconds left on the clock. Fort Collins High School trying to get at least into field goal range, or better yet, into the end zone and try to take a larger lead for this crosstown rival game. Hayden rolling out to the left, right, looking downfield. Does he have an open? Almost. The adjustments could not get it outside the hands. It was right on that sideline, and it was a difficult one to bring in. Hayden trying to take off some of that pressure by rolling out to the right. Stops the clock. 40 seconds left. Second down. That was Jackson Shore that was trying to get down the field. He's a captain on the team this year. It's kind of covered by that corner as well as the safety coming around, so it was going to be a difficult one to fill in. Hayden getting some motion, hands it off to Shore. Shore wrapped up on the line of scrimmage, a loss of a yard. Clock running, 32 seconds left in this second quarter. Timeout for Collins High School. See if that clock will stop. I don't think they have the clock stopped yet. Down to 25 seconds. Fort Collins High School calling a timeout, trying to group themselves for one final push at the end of this second quarter to see if they can get some more points onto the board. You know, Coach Rice has really come off of a year that was really difficult for him. It was a tough season, fewest wins in his tenure as coach, 3-8, 1-4. And I think what he was trying to do was try to create a new year, a new team. And in high school sports, there's a lot of turnover. Your seniors move on, your new juniors and sophomores and freshmen, and And they have to step up into the gap. And this year, I'm sure, as he gets the new QB stepping in for number 5, Jonathan Erickson from last year, he's looking for him to be able to provide that leadership. And Hayden so far in this first game is showing great spirit, great control for the game. And he's starting to find some assets that he's going to be able to throw to or hand off onto. Well, 25 seconds left. Hayden looking over the field. Looks like there's possibly, they're waiting for an adjustment on the clock, I think. They're wanting it, I think there should be 28 seconds. Yep, they reset the clock from 25 to 28 seconds. Stopped clock at this time. Iverson looking over. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Pressure in the backfield. Hayden gets it down the field. It's caught at the 5-yard line. It was a toss-up into the air. Number 25, Jake Leona, the senior tight end, 6'3", out jumps it and rips it down and puts it on the 5-yard line. They call a timeout with 18 seconds left in the second quarter. A prayer of a pass up through the middle, and it all took the strength of Jake Leon, the captain, to go up, rip it out of the hands of Fort Collins High School defender and pull it down and own the ball, and that puts Fort Collins High School in a very good position with 18 seconds left. 1st and 5, right on the door, knocking on the door to get 7. Definitely 3 should be in this particular position. Boy, you have to give it also to Hayden Iverson. Hayden Iverson was in the backfield, and as he was trying to get it down the field, he needed a little bit extra time, and Fort Collins High School penetrates through the line, gets to the backfield. He had to shuck one of the defenders off. He was trying to use his running back to actually pick off a couple others. He was able to roll out. As he was throwing, he gets knocked by 2 Fort Collins High School players as the ball flies through the air and lands in Jake Leone's hands. 18 seconds left. Hayden behind, looks for a slant, gets nothing on it, had to put it down low. Good quarterback presence. Typically quarterbacks, if they're new, they're young, they're just trying to throw it straight into the numbers. But when you're doing a slant on the line, coming in that close with that much defenders, you put it down at the ankles. And in that situation he did, and the defenders did a great job for Fort Collins High School. Fossil Ridge High School to stop that. 15 seconds left. Second down. 15 seconds left in this second quarter. Hayden Iverson looking it over. Split 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 in the backfield. Sideline calling timeout. Looks like Fossil must be calling a timeout. Was not liking what they saw with regards to what Fort Collins High School was showing. Boy, this is an exciting game. 7-0. This is a crosstown rivalry. Both teams' first game of the season. Last year, about this time in the game, Fossil Ridge High School owned the game pretty much through most of the game last year. Now it's really a defensive struggle between both of them. They're definitely getting into the backfield, creating pressures and turnovers in this first half. Hayden Iverson coming out of the timeout. What does Eric Rice have? Motion. Man set. Handoff through the middle. 2 yards, a little crawl, but an Army crawl's not going to get him there. Clock's running. Stops at 8 seconds. The last timeout for Fort Collins High School. Ball on the 2-yard line. Well, interesting play. What they were trying to do was bring somebody else underneath, see if they could clear out something. They had it split left. So they brought the receiver, wide receiver underneath. set him up on the right side, left some isolation out on the left, which you could theoretically run essentially a quick slant because it's one-on-one on the outside, and you've brought all the linebackers inside, looking like you're compact, trying to go up through the middle. They do a handoff, and he could just not get off the left tackle to try to get into the end zone. Well, field's balanced, ball in the middle, ball on the 1 yard line. 3rd down and 1. No timeouts yet left for Fort Collins High School. What can Fort Collins High School do here? They need to have the clock stop, whatever they do, on this play. Timeout by Fossil Ridge. They were taking a look, and that was their last timeout, I believe, of the half. Both teams using their timeouts wisely to understand how each are going to approach trying to play this last really play from line of scrimmage. Fort Collins High School, really, a gamble is on 3rd down and 1, 0 timeouts. If you run the ball, you better be getting to the sideline, but a play that's running the ball is going to eat up 6 or 7 seconds, depending on how it's played, and you would possibly not have enough time to get out there to kick a field goal. So, if you're the defensive team, you should be expecting any kind of slant, anything that's coming through the middle, making sure all coverage, because incomplete passes for Fort Collins High School means that they can kick a field goal and take 3 more points into the halftime. Both teams making sure each one is aware of the consequences of not being ready. And now Fort Collins High School comes out, 2 split to the left, 2 split to the right. Hayden Iverson there. A lot in the box, movement. Seeing if they can isolate on that right side. Yep, it's one that you throw out to the end zone. Good defense. They doubled them out. That was what I was expecting in the previous one. 2 seconds left. That's going to force Fort Collins High School to kick the field goal, but exactly what we were looking at. We want to make sure, from Fort Collins High School's perspective, that you don't chew up the clock too much. They're at a point now where if they can get this field goal, they have done a great job this first half in holding the SaberCats to, pretty much less than 100 yards in overall offense and scoring 10 points and forcing some turnovers. Well, Garrett McGraw comes back, kicks the ball, and it is through to finish the first half. The Lambkins kick a field goal on the final play of the first half. The visiting Lambkins lead 7-0 over the home team SaberCats here at French Field in Poudre School District's Colorado High School football sports. Stream It Sports Live is here, and we're going to take a break here for a short bit, and we'll come back to bring you the second half here on Stream It Sports Live High School Football.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those 2 rhinos. Oh.
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get $3,000 cash back on RAV4.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business
Wayne,
grow.
everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
Welcome back to French Field. After a halftime where both teams went back into the locker rooms to assess how things went and make the adjustments. This is a game of adjustments. Both teams are going to have to make some adjustments on their offense and their defense to come out this second half and be able to complete the half. French Field with about a minute left in this halftime as Fort Collins High School, who's leading this game as the visitors on the crosstown rivals Poudre School District field, French Field, against the hosting school, Fossil Ridge Sabercats, all warming up. Really an interesting first half. You take a look at it, and both teams seem to shine within the defensive realm. They caused turnovers. They were able to create really havoc in the backfield for either team as they got penetration into the backfield. And then there were miraculous plays, big plays by Fort Collins High School that were able to get them into scoring positions. The very first play of the first half at the 45-yard line, because Fort Collins High School deferred and forced a punt that first time. But the very first play, it was an amazing play by both Hayden Iverson, the sophomore QB, throwing to Jake Leone, number 25, the senior tight end, and he ran the full distance, 45 yards down to the end zone for the only touchdown in the first half, finishing with a successful PAT. Since then, each team has battled back and forth defensively, gaining maybe 15 to 20 to maybe 40 yards, but having penalties or turnovers and not moving the ball down the field until the very end when Fossil Ridge is able to get to the 5-yard line and not able to punch it in based off of great defensive pressure by Fossil Ridge, keeping them out of the end zone, forcing Fort Collins High School to kick a field goal at the end of the second quarter with only about 5 seconds left on the clock. Right now we're at about 2 minutes, 11 seconds left within this halftime. They've put a little bit extra time on the clock. Right now we're going to try to take a short little timeout before we start this second half. Welcome back to the second half of this live Stream It Sports event for Poudre School District. We'll be right back with Colorado High School football.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those two rhinos. Oh,
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get $3,000 cash back on RAV4.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to French Field. 45 seconds left in this halftime break. Another score out there down south in Colorado Springs. Our Northern Colorado affiliates with regards to Windsor High School is playing Vista Ridge. Tough first half, but the Windsor Wizards are ahead 7-3 at halftime, trying to hold on to a key victory on the road to open the season. As we talk about opening the season, both schools here, Fossil Ridge as well as Fort Collins High School, are in their home openers for this season, the 2017 season. Both have high hopes for a successful season. Fort Collins High School coming off a difficult 3-8 year last year. Coach Rice is hoping that his quarterback to be a sophomore, Hayden Iverson, will be able to do that. He's had a good first half. He's going to have to find ways to get some more down the field and be able to handle the pressure in the backfield. Fort Collins High School won the toss in the first half and elected to defer, use their defense to stop Fossil, and they did rightfully so. Strong kickoff over the head. Fantastic kick. Donovan Murphy puts it in the end zone. I'll bring the ball back out onto the 20-yard line. Fort Collins High School a year ago struggling to get offense both on the rush as well as in the pass. A little bit more one-dimensional. Coach is really trying to see if he can bring out now a more balanced approach to his team. Now steps up Hayden Iverson, the sophomore QB, starting the second half. 2 in the backfield. Lead out blocker, able to follow through. Nice adjustment. Michael Rimmers, the junior. He's a backup QB. He's a wide receiver, and if you put him in the backfield, he's also a running back. He plays defensive back on the defensive side. 5'8", 151 pounds, but a nice lead out block gives him the 10 yards necessary to get it to the 30-yard line. Here's where the adjustments are being met. Are they going to put it in the air more, or are they going to run it with the size they have up on the offensive line? Man in motion, sweep across. Great pursuit into the backfield. Number 14, Nathan Meyer, linebacker, pursues in and is able to tackle Jackson Shore, the senior, on a little sweep as he was coming along underneath. Loss of 3 yards. Defense has not lost it for Fossil Ridge. They have been playing strong defense. A couple of big plays, the first play of the game, as well as the long 25, but everything else has been rock solid. Iverson switching it, fakes the handoff, short little, and again, number 32, Casey Knutson, linebacker, a junior, comes into the backfield and blows up really almost like a screen out to the right. Puts it at 3rd down. Should be 3rd down and 13. Sideline has not made the adjustment yet. Now we do it. What looked a little promising on that first play with a lead out blocker, 2 in the backfield. Now they're going single and sweeping it underneath. Now on a 3rd and long, you know you're going to have to throw down the field. Pressure's there and is stripped. Iverson not able to handle it and fumbles. It looks like he was trying to scramble, and as he was scrambling, he was pulled backwards, and the ball, which was palmed in his hand, is lost as he's tackled and going down. Turnovers for Fossil are creating the problems for at least controlling this game. Fort Collins High School. Hayden Iverson just trying to do too much as a sophomore, trying to get down the field. Fossil now, opportunity. In the backfield, Tanner Hoke starting in the second half. What can he do with this team to get them down the field? He's had a couple of good drives that were stalled, and now will he be able to get moving? Well, timeout by Fossil Ridge. We're going to take a short timeout with them as they kind of figure out what they're going to do since they've created the turnover. Hold on, they're taking a look at it as a short timeout. We're going to wait here with you. I think it was a 30-second. I don't know if they had a play ready to go in, but to utilize a timeout, I am not sure what they just did there. They're not docking Fossil Ridge a timeout. They are docking. They should dock him a timeout because little confusion on there. Tanner in the backfield, it's a lot of protection. Underneath them. Donovan Murphy could not pick it up. The ball was a little short on the toss. Tanner Hoke now looking at a 2nd and 15. First adjustment I've seen so far with Fossil is his protection in the backfield. That first sequence didn't allow the backfield. Early on, Jack Pedersen, the captain for Fort Collins High School, has been penetrating big time. And again, he's in there on the next tackle. Premonition, I don't know, but Jack Pedersen pursues as a defensive lineman from the outside, is able to tackle it, only for a gain of about 3 yards. Tanner Hoke seeing if he could create something without having to throw it or hand it off, and just could not find it. Johnston coming out. Dylan Johnston, the running back, not getting as many touches late in that second quarter. He's been spent more time just trying to protect in the backfield. Tanner Hoke just trying to be able to stay on his feet, as Fort Collins High School's had very good penetration. Face mask is the call with the flag. Face mask against Fort Collins High School. That'll be 15 yards. That'll be an automatic first down for them based off of yards to gain. That should be a first down. Nope. Not enough of 15 yards. They must have had more than 15 yards to try to get to the first down. Signals coming in from the sideline. This is where Fossil really needs to get their rhythm going early on in this third quarter. Johnston in the backfield, coming back up just to try to give some protection. Flag in the backfield. Tanner Hoke able to do a couple of fake handoffs and then dive off the guard. Ran it for 12 yards up to the 5-yard line, but there is a flag on the sideline. Umpire Ryan Gentry is coming up. Legal procedure, so that whole 15-yard gain by Tanner Hoke is nullified, and it goes back. When it rains, it pours. If you cannot get the yards, you get a big play, but then it gets neutralized with an infraction. That was a perfect play where they had some motion coming off from the wide receiver up through the middle. Fake handoff to the fullback.
Second down, 6 yards.
Casey Knutson in the back, the junior. He's stepping up now. Tight end on the outside. It looks like maybe an opportunity with a short pass up underneath. Second. Picking up the defense. Oh, and a flag. Number 1 for Collins High School. McKaylen Moore, the junior, was anticipating that pass a little bit too soon. Able to come over the back, cause the foul. Spot of the foul was at the 18-yard line. From that point, 10 yards in, places the ball down at the 10-yard line. First down. Actually, is it right on the 10-yard line? Could be a foot short, which gives them an opportunity for a first down. Now they're going to label it at the 10-yard line, so that means they're going to have to get in the end zone to get another opportunity. Handoff underneath. Solid 5-yard run by number 32. Casey Knutson, the running back, the junior. Tucked it up right underneath that. Nice play. Able to blow up a little hole on the left side. Then he backed around the right side and was able to dive forward for 4 yards. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right. Faked the pitch. Tanner was thinking that he could go all the way. There was heavy pursuit from the outside, but he gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. You know, those fake ones, in those plays, you're sitting there and you're seeing a pursuit coming in from the corner or from an outside linebacker. In that process, you try to fake it to try to see if you can juke the defender out and see if you can cut right by him. Unfortunately, there was nothing beyond him because Fort Collins team just was able to surround him. Deep penetration. Tanner looking underneath. Key play by number 9, Fort Collins High School, Joey McGuire, defensive back, able to step in front. Tanner Oak was just trying to see if he could get something out. He rolled out to the right and trying to create a little bit extra time as he tries to throw to his receiver, could not find it. Good opportunity now for Fossil Ridge to get onto the scoreboard. 10-0. It's Fossil Ridge at the 8 minutes 24 second mark in the third quarter. Goes for special teams. Field goal is blocked. Great penetration by Fort Collins High School. Number 37, Donovan Murphy, not able to get it up over the deep penetration by Fort Collins High School. Blocked field goal. And after that blocked field goal, that ball traveled back 25 yards over to the 32-yard line, 33-yard line, giving Fort Collins High School good field position as they take possession on the blocked field goal.
8 minutes, 14 seconds left to play. This is the quarter.
Number 18, Iverson, takes under center at the 8:14 mark, leads. His team leads 10-0 in this third quarter. Solid 4-yard run. Nice blocking up front by the Lampkins. Number 7, Spencer Purnell, underneath.
5 yards picked up on third down, 2nd and 5.
The senior, 5'7", 142 pounds, trying to bubble it out. Nothing to it. Fort Collins High School stops it right there. Abby Asgood, the senior, trying to see if he could get something out of a screen and got nothing. Almost, if you took a look at it, that's yards lost. So if he had not made that catch, that would have been a backwards pass. And if it was on the ground, he would have been picking it up. So loss of 3.
Loss of 3 yards on the play, 3rd down and 8.
3rd down and 8. Definitely not the direction they need to go. I got to give a hand. Defense has been playing amazing tonight. Both sides not allowing the offenses to get into the rhythm. Fake handoff. Looking back. Down the field. And where do you find it? Hayden Iverson finds number 25, Jake Leon. The tight end just getting beyond the defensive back and the linebacker, and it's a nice 30-yard gain. Down to the 35-yard line. Fort Collins High School has been making big plays on 3rd down. That's why they lead also 10-0 here in the third quarter with 6:45 left. Under center. Nice blocking up front. Number 3, Michael Remmers, able to go off of right tackle. Almost lost the ball again. Fossil Ridge was looking to see if it was a fumble. They're saying he was down. Early on in the game, if you hadn't seen it before, we had seen a lot of stripped balls that Fossil Ridge was pulling out of Fort Collins High School's running backs. In fact, forcing 2 turnovers in the first half that were non-recovered by Fort Collins High School. It gave Fossil Ridge the ball, but they were not able to produce anything out of it. Likewise, Fort Collins High School has done that to Fossil Ridge once in the first half. Neither of them were able to create the points on the boards based off of the turnover. Iverson under center, 2 in the back, going strong running positions. They know that they need to get some points. That lead block was able, by amazing play by 33 coming out leading. Kellen Vogerser was a lead blocker there, giving him an extra 5 yards on the run. Garrett McGraw was able to get a extra 4 or 5 yards. Hands it up underneath short. Kellen Vogeser gets another 4 yards and gives him the first down. I think Fort Collins High School's figured out something. I think they figured out they got enough up on the front line that they're creating some space for running backs to get off of either the tackle or the guard. Single back now. Flags, illegal motion. Illegal procedure. Vogeser was the junior, number 33, was on the move in the backfield, but I think one of the linemen made a little shift or a little movement, and it was called. Actually, the flag was thrown by the lineman, so it was probably taking a look out at some of the receivers as well, too. Trips to the right, single off to the left, one in the backfield. Fake handoff. Iverson picks up about 5 yards, trying to get back on the loss earlier on for the illegal procedure. Sam Petrosky, the senior, 6'4", 283 pounds, centering for Hayden Iverson. It's a big man. He's out there trying to create space. Shucks a couple of tacklers, able to pick up 3 or 4 more yards. Up on the flip. We got some pain right there. Number 6 on the floor. Garrett McGraw, the senior running back, 5'8", on the extra yards to go after, was wrapped up by 2 Fossil Ridge defenders, and in that process, he might have had an injury, either his knee or something. We're going to take a short break during this injury timeout. Be right back here on Stream It Sports Live. Come right back. It's 10-0. Lampkins over the SaberCats.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
Welcome back. Number 6, Garrett McGraw, is up on his feet and he's walking. Looked like it was a right leg was twisted, and now he's actually jogging. When your player's coming off jogging after an injury, you like that because he's going to be able to get back into the game and contribute. And Fort Collins High School is going to need that senior. He's been doing very well as a running back for them, and he plays a DB for them. Second down and about 18 yards, which right now I'm trying to understand if there was a penalty that was actually applied in the tackle. Must have been holding, so they brought them back, so it now puts it down at 2nd and 18 yards. Fake handoff, takes the hit. Oh, right into the hands. Jackson Shore, the captain, the senior, the wide receiver, has it down close to his belt line just as Hayden Iverson is getting hit. Not able to pull it in. That puts it at 3rd down and 17 yards. They bring the ball back and place it on the left hashes. That was a big opportunity for Fort Collins High School. Well, we want to welcome you into the live stream right now. If you've picked up this game, we're sorry we had a little technical difficulties, but we are 4 minutes, 17 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Fort Collins High School setting up a double pass into the end zone with the trick play. Number 33, Kellen Vogeser, gets the out pass and throws it downfield for a trick play touchdown, putting Fossil Ridge in the hole a little bit further here in the third quarter with 4 minutes, 8 seconds left, bringing the score up to 16-0 for Collins over Fossil Ridge. We welcome you to this game, Poudre School District, bringing you this live streamed game in high definition on Stream It Sports Live. We're here at French Field, here in the beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado, right next to the city-based field, French Field, next to Rocky Mountain High School. These two teams are on their openers for the 2017 season. And right now, 4 minutes left in this third quarter, Fort Collins High School has really established themselves as the team that's taking the lead. This is quite an event for Fort Collins High School. As we go in, we're going to take a short break here, give you one of our sponsors' ability to take a look at their products. Definitely something that we'll come back and we'll give you the rest of this game live here at French Field. The Lambkins 17, the Sabercats 0, 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Come back here at Stream It Sports Live.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those two rhinos. Oh.
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get $3,000 cash back on RAV4.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
Well, what a beautiful night here in colorful Colorado. Fort Collins, just north of Denver, where Colorado High School football has started up the season. These are crosstown rivals. Fossil versus Fort Collins High School. One's a 4A, Fort Collins High School. Fossil's a 5A. Both of them trying to show who could be the leader here in northern Colorado. Other teams in northern Colorado, they've already played their season openers. Last night, Rocky Mountain had a season opener, lost to Chaparral up here in Fort Collins. Onside kick opportunity, not 10 yards. There's a flag. I believe Fort Collins High School is going to be called for illegal touch on the ball. And if so, because it didn't go 10 yards, it would be possession for Fossil either way. Not sure why they were wanting to do a trick play with a 17-0 lead with 4 minutes, 7 seconds left in the third quarter, but want to have momentum, try to take that momentum. Hi, my name is Eric Friehauf. I'm in for David Haas and Randy McCoy, who are your regular broadcasters here on Stream It Sports in northern Colorado. We bring you these sports live, high definition, through the web, both live as well as on demand. So later on, if you want to watch this game, you want to show your friends, go out to Stream It Sports and replay them. The umpires and the refs were conferring what they have to do to apply whatever the penalty was. Umpire coming to the sidelines. Personal foul, Fort Collins High School. That will come after they had not recovered the onside kick. Fossil did, so giving them 15 yards. Some of the best field position for Fossil Ridge this game. They have not been able to put the yards up early on, and so Fossil Ridge, led by a new quarterback this year after last year's spectacular season by number 9, Griffin Roberts, a senior who had 1,507 yards passing, 67 yards rushing. So this year, who stepped in? Fossil Ridge has got number 7, Tanner Hoke, a QB, a senior that's coming in, and he's trying to lead his team back into this game, being down 17-0 on the 45-yard line. Fake underneath. Excellent pass right into traffic. Number 33, Jason Schoberg, I think was the receiver on that. I don't have glasses here to be able to look that far. It was a little foggy as they get up, but a nice play. First down, brings it down to the 34-yard line. Fossil Ridge looking underneath, seeing if they can do a quick out bubble screen, and the pass. is knocked out of his hands. Can Fossil return it? Yes, they can. But unfortunately, number 22, Dylan Johnston, the running back, the senior, had to go back and pick it up. Donovan Murphy, one of the best receivers for them last year, had 41 receptions, 871 yards last year, 21 yards per catch, 10 TDs. But in that little bubble on the outside, a kick-out screen, nothing worked. It looks like what they did is they're going to call that an incomplete pass. So perfect. They had lost about 20 yards. Puts it back up there, makes it a second down. Fossil dodges a bullet with regards to a loss. Back up on there for 1st and 10. 3 minutes, 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Lampkin's leading 17-0. It's been a defensive game. High snap, fake over. Tanner didn't see that he could get it over there. So Tanner picks up a good 6 yards before he's pulled down. For Fort Collins High School, again, trying to rip the ball out. Both teams defensively are active with the ball. Anybody going down, you better have two hands on that ball or it's going to get ripped out of your hands. As we mentioned earlier on in the game started off with really Fort Collins High School deferring the kickoff and stopping Fossil Ridge, getting the ball afterwards on the stop at the 45-yard line from a Fossil Ridge punt, and then in a single play, number 18 to number 25, 45-yard run. Back to action here. Casey Knutson, running back, a junior, trying to get around the outside, could not find his play. I think that was Casey Knutson. No, that was Dylan Johnston, I think, that had the ball. Trying to get his jersey fixed up again. Tanner Hoke, the QB, the senior. Looking at 4th and 2. 4th and 2. Down 17-0. 2 minutes left in this third quarter. They got to produce something, and right now, the last time they tried to kick a field goal, it was blocked. So now they're seeing if they can get some speed on the outside. Able to get it. A quick play. Number 82, Niles Tilley, the junior wide receiver, comes in with the catch. Able to juke on the outside on the corner. Reverses around and runs it into the end zone, putting points back on for Fort Collins against Fort Collins High School. Fossil Ridge is on the board with 6. Great play by Fossil. They isolated out on the left side, got some play action going up to the right, got a lot of movement, quick pass out by Tanner Hoke, and as you saw, Niles Tilley has a little speed too. Down 17-0, they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. Underneath, Tanner's looking in, pass is knocked down. They must not have had some confidence in their field goal after the blocked field goal earlier on. So now that puts us at 17-6 with 1:44 left in this third quarter. We're going to take a short break here and come back for the kickoff after that touchdown.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Well, like our producer, Randy Toran, I tell you, I have to give him credit for all the work he has done. We've had some technical difficulties getting on live, and he has worked his tail off to get online here, and I want to give a big shout out to Randy. He's also said in my ear, we got a game now. We got something rolling, and in that process, does Fossil now have enough momentum? Can their defense come out and stop them? Line drive kick into the backfield. Do they have them covered? Trying to shoot onto the outside, cannot get it. Fort Collins High School's number 10, Abby Azaget, the senior, 5'10", 158 pounds, just could not find it out around the outside. Gets about 15 yards on the return. Also want to talk about Abby. We just talked about Abby actually running back. We also want to give Abby Block, who's on the camera in the next room next door to us, giving us fine shots out here onto the field. We got to give a shout out to Abby. Great job enjoying this wonderful, beautiful Colorado night up here in northern Colorado as we get the crosstown rivals coming down to the wire. Minute 34 seconds in the third quarter, seeing if they can get some momentum going down the field before they head into that fourth quarter, which should be a barn burner between these two teams. No gain, actually a loss of 2 yards. Fort Collins High School in their first half used a little bit more of their passing presence to get down the field. They started the second half with a little bit more of their running presence. They were putting in a double in the back with a lead blocker. We're going to call that down. I think that's either an incomplete pass or he caught it and was immediately down. Yep. And unfortunately, it's also a loss of about a half yard. Both teams seeing the pressure from the defenses coming up through the middle, so they're using some of these quick screen passes to the outside, see if they can get some room and relief for that pressure, but difficult time for them to be able to get downfield because Fort Collins High School and Fossil know how to blow that up. Quick pass. Out, gets 10 yards. Trying to see if he can fight for a couple more yards, not to lose it. Great pass. Hayden Iverson, the sophomore, 6', 163 pounds. Great pass to number 25, I believe that was, which is Jake Leon. Again, Jake Leon is a key player coming off of last year with 74 receptions, 147 yards, and 11 TDs. At 17 seconds left in the third quarter, we have an injury out on the field. Looks like he's going to be okay. Number 21, Stephen McNeil, defensive back, a junior. He's walking off. Looks like a little stinger he might have had there as they were trying to get him tackled, shaking off the right arm. We're going to keep it here with 17 seconds left. The Lampkins leading 17-6. Both coaches wanting to have a successful season. That's a given. How do you have a successful season? Well, you transition your quarterbacks, 2 great quarterbacks last year for each team, into new quarterbacks, and then you try to create leadership out there on the field. Both teams starting with new quarterbacks. You take a look at Fossil Ridge with Tanner Hoke coming in here trying to provide that leadership, and then on Fort Collins High School, you have Hayden Iverson, the sophomore, number 18, where Fort Collins High School try to build maybe a legacy as they move forward. After the timeout, or actually the injury timeout, looks like the clock ran out to 0. That's the end of the third quarter. And here's Stream It Sports Live. We're going to take a timeout here. 17-6. The Lampkins lead the Sabercats. Come right back.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter. This crosstown rivalry between the Fort Collins Lampkins visiting here against the host Fossil Ridge Sabercats have the lead, 17-6. 12 minutes left on this clock. Fort Collins High School going left to right. What can they do with this? First down and 10. Quick screen pass outside. Nice pursuit by number 36 from Fossil Ridge. Aaron had him, the defensive back, out and able to trip up. Number 25, Jake Leon. Jake Leon's had a couple of key passes. He's had about 60 yards worth of receptions so far this game. He is a key player as a wide receiver. Under center. A lot of action up front, but Fort Collins High School able to shut it down. Michael Remmers, the junior, comes in as a running back. Typically he's a wide receiver, 5'8", 151 pounds.
No game.
Considered no gain. Third down. Uh-oh. The game board has gone out. We are going to have a... Okay, they got it back on. Clock's running. Our scoreboard went out completely and now is right back on. So they got the game going again. Third down and 7. Looking in the backfield, running into traffic there. I don't think there was anything there. Triple teamed. I don't think anything was going to come out of that one. Number 33, Kellen Vogesser, was just not going to find anything. Hayden Iverson had enough time in the backfield, but had nobody to throw it to. In the backfield for Fort Collins High School, number 7, Spencer Purnell. He'll be kicking for Fort Collins High School. Back for Fossil. Fair catch by number 20. It was a short catch by Fossil. Riley Jones, the defensive back, the senior, steps up underneath it. I think they were hoping that it would get down to Jimmy Carson, who was a senior. Number 5 wide receiver was going to be the reception for the kick. Well, this has been an interesting game. Defense has been the key, and the lead has been with Fort Collins High School. This last time down, Fossil Ridge is able to get the momentum off of really a penalty, couple penalties from Fort Collins High School, moving the ball down, personal penalties, and then a great play outside. Tanner Oak in the backfield, gives a pump. Triple teamed here on the other side, though. Yeah, nothing's going to come out of that. Donovan Murphy, a great receiver for Fossil, but Fort Collins High School understands that he's a primary target, so make sure that you don't get caught either on a quick out or a quick out and up. Safety was over. Defensive back was over. Tanner had more than enough time in the backfield, but not enough receivers to throw. Tanner rolling out, seeing if he can see down the field. Runs into a defender, couldn't have it. Boy, he had somebody down the field. But again, Fort Collins High School in the back. I tell you, Jack Pedersen has been a terror in the backfield for Fort Collins High School. He's a captain, a senior, defensive lineman, 6'3", 231 pounds. And I think he uses every one of those pounds and he moves it fast into the backfield. Third down and 10 minutes, 22 seconds left. The Lambkins, Fort Collins lead 17-6 over the SaberCats. SaberCats going to need to get a big play here to keep this drive going. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. A little protection in the backfield. Expect some pressure. Too much pressure. He rolls out, looking deep down. Great pass by Tanner, but unfortunately Ethan Ashley, the senior wide receiver, 5'11", 180 pounds, could not hold the ball. He had enough for a first down. That was on the 49-yard line, in his hands, no defender on him. Tanner's going to go over and talk to him and says, it's okay, next time catch it, because these are critical plays that you need to have in the game. Well, that puts it at 4th and 10, and that's going to make it too difficult for them to go back. So number 37, Donovan Murphy, who's not only a great wide receiver, but a great punter, is back for Fossil. Fort Collins High School in the backfield, flag on the hike, so we'll see what happens here. Waving off the ball, Jackson Shore, the captain, senior, in the backfield, says stay away from it. It rolls all the way down to the 18-yard line. There is a flag back here on the 30-yard line, and we're going to see what that call is. Fort Collins High School looks like they might be going back to line up for another special teams play. They're asking to see if they want to. The umpires are conferring there. Tonight we have Scott Thompson as the referee, Ryan Gentry as the umpire, headline judge. Headlines Bobby Warner, line judge John Botka, and back judge Dylan Ledford. These guys are coming out, their first game probably of the season, noticing that there is an illegal procedure, and they're going to force Fossil to punt this over again. I think that's the right thing to do because the ball was down at the 18-yard line, and I think Fort Collins High School thinks they could probably get a little bit better field position by letting them re-kick it. Also, most of the players are exhausted from blitzing down the floor of the field to get to the backfield. Jackson Shore on the 40-yard line, looking to see if Donovan Murphy can kick it farther, and he does. A beauty up in the air, fair catch, fakes a fair catch, and the ball bounces down to the. Okay, well, Fort Collins High School gets 1 extra yard out of that entire sequence. Fantastic punt by Donovan Murphy. Gets it all the way down to the 20. Great hang time and spiral. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short little break here, Stream It Sports Live. We'd like to make sure that we get our sponsors in here because they are what makes this thing happen. Stream It Sports Live for Poudre School District.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
All right, we're back here with 9 minutes, 42 seconds left. Lampkins lead 17-6. Ball on the Fort Collins High School's 19-yard line. Let's see what they can do in this game to either seal this game or give it up. Right there, they went to a run. Quarterback keep. A little play action, nothing coming out of it. Hayden Iverson. Last year, Hayden Iverson played a little bit of the quarterback, but I think he played a little bit more receiver and running back for them. Now has to step in for the quarterback that really shined for him last year, which was Jonathan Erickson. Had 1,935 yards in passing last year. Hayden rolls out, sees it downfield. Man, wide open. That was a split defense, and there was no way he was going to be able to cover both of those. Hayden Iverson out to Trevor Hoffman, I think, is the one that caught the ball. Wide receiver, 5'10" senior, 160 pounds. And boy, I think that that safety or that defensive back was split between two guys running similar routes, and he's kind of going one way, going then the other way. Big pickup by Fort Collins High School. Double handoff. Could they get anything? Too much trickery by Fort Collins High School. Loss of 3 yards. I think that didn't have anything. It was blown up early on by Fossil. Quick shout out to the Windsor Wizards, who are down in Colorado Springs at the end of 3. They're leading 14-3. Right after a 2nd and goal, and they were able to put it in 14-3 on the road. Windsor is starting off strong. They are now part of our Northern Colorado Stream It Sports broadcast as well too. Up here at Poudre School District as well. They have a fantastic lineup of games. You're going to have to be watching it, both volleyball, football, basketball, everything live streamed as well as on demand afterwards. Quick handoff. Fort Collins High School just cannot handle the penetration by Fossil. Loss again of another 2 yards. That puts it at 3rd down and about 14 yards. 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in this 4th quarter. 17-6, Lampkins over the SaberCats. SaberCats defense is trying to do everything they can to stop the Lampkins and give their offense an opportunity to get them back into this game. They've stripped the ball, they've gotten into the backfield. They've been able to stop the Lampkins for the most part, but this is where, yes, you're right, Hayden Iverson is able to create. The overpass there, deep penetration into the backfield. Number 63, Trey Zune, the defensive lineman, who's only a freshman, goes back and puts Hayden on his back right as he was releasing the ball. Graham West is also in the backfield as well, too. 4th down, that's going to put it on Fort Collins High School. They're going to have to punt it. Spencer Purnell in the backfield. Back for Fossil Ridge is Jimmy Carson, the senior, number 5. Lots of movement by Fort Collins High School. More of a rugby kick. Underneath, it was a fake. And the fake punt turns in to a positive gain of 25 yards. Overshifting by Fort Collins High School to the right side. Hike underneath and a long pass down for 25 yards. A play that was written by Coach Rice to get them going down the field. Big plays like that, Fossil was not ready for it. Boy, that puts Fossil in a little hole there. We had a great defensive stop. Special teams not able to stop on the fake. 6 minutes, 40 seconds left in this game, 17-6. 1st and 10 for Fort Collins High School now on the 28-yard line. Defense is going to have to come back out and establish themselves. Can they create a turnover? Fake handoff. 9-yard run by Fort Collins High School's Hayden Iverson, the sophomore QB. He has done it all for Fort Collins High School. He's been able to handle the hits from Fossil Ridge as they get into the backfield. He's been able to quarterback and guide his team down the field for a couple of scores. And there he's also been able to run down the field, give them a chance to get some positive yards out of a game that they're trying to solidify and keeping the clock running. Both teams have their 3 timeouts, but 5 minutes, 46 seconds left. That's special team one against Fossil. It was a great play by Fort Collins High School. They had played it out well. They were able to release number 33, Kellen Vogesser, on that and was able to get out there for the extra 25-yard. Fort Collins High School keeping it on the ground. Michael Remmers, the junior, number 3, 5'8", 151 pounds. Gets should be the first down based off of the marker on this. Timeout by the officials. Wanted to make sure that they get a measurement in here. Yeah, first of all, I want to make sure that everybody that's listening, and we want to thank our sponsors, First Bank, Schrader Oil, and Pedersen Toyota. If you would like to be a partner with us and become a sponsor, send us a message at RMCCOY. That's RMCCOY at streamitsports.com. That's RMCCOY at streamitsports.com, and we will contact you with the information you need. Let our sponsors know how much you appreciate them helping us bring you live high school football action. Tell your friends you can join now on Facebook Live at Stream It Sports, and you can get Stream It Sports NORCO live streamed to you through Facebook. Well, our producer, Randy Torhun, and our camera, the nice lady, Abby Block, have done a great job so far. Brought us to this point, 5 minutes, 12 seconds left. Clock running. Lampkins, Sabercats, 17-6. 3rd down and inches. Under center, quick handoff, gets 3. It's kind of considered a dive if you almost call it that, but that was more than a dive. It was 5 yards up the line. Give it up to Braden Stute, I think was his number 23 or number 30, Kellen Vogesser, who got that up the field. 1st down, 14-yard line. This is a difficult situation for the Lampkins. They need to create a turnover here and make something big, because 4 minutes and 30 seconds, down by 11 points, you need 2 possessions to be able to do that, and the defense is going to need to do it, but Fort Collins High School is going to keep it on the ground. Quick handoff. to Remmers. Timeout called. Clock is stopped. Not sure if it's a timeout called or if it's looks like a official's timeout. Holding. Fort Collins High School, the flag, I didn't see it. It must have been picked up already by somebody. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. That puts it at first and 15. First and 14. Clock is running. Oh, clock and the clock and scoreboard are out. Clocks are stopped. Oh, comes back on. Power. That's the second time during this game that the clock here at Ray French Field, J. Ray French Field, has gone out for about 5 seconds. All lights on that scoreboard right as play was about ready to run. And the power went out again. Coming back on again. So we're getting cycling of the scoreboard here. 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Clock is stopped right now. First and 15. Fossil Ridge coach questioning what's going on. Got a radio back up here. About 14 seconds ran off the clock based off of the hold, reset. They're going to hold on the clock running. Umpire holds. Back to 14 seconds. So they put 14 seconds back on the clock. 4 minutes, 14 seconds. Now the clock runs. In the backfield. Rollout. There's the big play the defense was looking for. The question was his arm moving forward? There is no video replay. We talk about Fort Collins High School needing to come in and make the plays. Fossil does it for their defense as well, too. Comes in and is able to sack virtually Hayden Iverson. He was in motion, brought the ball back, and as he brought the ball back and was about to make the pass, ball goes out of his hands, falls onto the ground. Fossil Ridge picks it up. Big play by Fossil Ridge defense. They have been stalwarts most of the game except for a couple big plays. Now they've put the offense into position to see if they can move them down the field. Tanner Hoke, the QB, the senior, now needs to drive down and get a quick score. It is key for Fossil to be able to find ways to get down there, but don't think Fort Collins High School is going to let them have any time in the backfield. Downfield pass. Nothing there. Number 37, Donovan Murphy, big receiver for them. Last year, 871 yards, 10 Ds, but he's triple teamed on the way down, the safety in the corner, and it was kind of a seam pass that he was trying to throw down there. First time that the Tanners had a little bit of time in the backfield, but they're having to keep more and more people in the backfield to give them time to make those long distance passes. Fort Collins High School, 4 up on the line. Little stunt, pitch out to the outside. Big play by number 22, Dylan Johnston, the running back senior. On the pressure coming in, a quick pitch out. Key play, got the change to move. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left, clock is running. First and 10 on the 40. Tanner Oak. Tries to fake the pitch, sees if he's going to, but nothing to it. Solo tackle by the captain, Jack Pedersen, the senior defensive lineman, just throws him down to the ground. Perfect play by Fort Collins High School on staying in position, making the quarterback make their decision versus biting on any fake pitches. Hoke needs to get the ball going, 2:53 left. Edge runner coming around, could not pick it up again. Mike Kravick, the junior, on the outside. Earlier on in the game, had about a 15, 20-yard gain, went through his hands. That one, Tanner throws slightly behind him. Defender was shadowing him pretty tight, but could not pull that ball in. Quick play up to the line of scrimmage. Not enough time for huddle with 2:43 left in this game. Clock stopped because of the incomplete pass. 3rd down and 10. You got to get a first down. This is 2-down territory. You have to move the ball. Back, edge runner. Tanner goes out, sees if he can go down. Gets 9 yards down with 2 yards left to go. That'll make it 4th and 2. Clock running. Edge runner, boy, I tell you, Jack Pedersen almost had him as he came around the outside. Flips to the other side, though. Give credit to Andrew Van Orten as well, too, the junior defensive lineman. He's quick as well. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left. A lot of movement. Players get set. 3 on the line for pressure. Could have a blitz from that right side. Coming in, delayed blitz. Number 15, you saw it coming in. Fort Collins High School saw it. Jackson Shore, that senior defensive back, said, I'm going to pray on this. They're looking for at least 2 or 3 yards. I'm going to sit in really a hidden zone, and he blitzes in from the sideline. Fortunate enough for him, quarterback was rolling out to the other side, Tanner Hoke, and unfortunately for Fossil, nobody able to pick up the blind side. And that blind side, if you ever watch the movie, you need somebody protecting you on the blind side, especially on the blitz, and nobody picked him up there. $1:53, 1:53 on the clock. The Lambkins pretty much have sealed this game up, 17-6, unless something spectacular happens in the defense, creating a pick six or getting a quick turnover. Expect them to play it conservative. Iverson in the backfield hands it off. Quick play, and boy, just one of those ones you're expecting up through the middle. Abby Asgood, the senior, 5'10", runs it all the way down. Flag in the backfield at the 48-yard line. There's going to be either a holding. Yep, 71. 71 from Fossil says, my jersey's out of my pants here. Sam Smith, and says, hey, I was held on that. I would have had the tackle for minus yards. The actual penalty was 3 yards behind it, so that's going to be 3 plus the 10, moving them way back to the 43-yard line. Stops the clock while they move the markers. Also stops a big gain. Fort Collins High School really, Abby had gotten a positive yard of about 35 yards down to about the 15-yard line. Nothing to it, though. First, 25 yards. Now, Fort Collins High School really, clock is the one that they want to run out. So I would expect that most things are on the ground. Handoff, another flag, another illegal procedures, false start. Number 7, Spencer Purnell, was coming along that backside for the quick handoff. Iverson. That looks like Jake Leone is going over there, checking with the umpire, saying, what was the movement? False start. Well, Jake couldn't figure it out, so Quay McClaney, the senior offensive lineman, 6'3", 318 pounds, double checks. And of course, it is an additional 26 yards to the first down, but it is first down. Quick handoff up and through. Jackson Shore, the captain, senior, 6'2", runs it up for about 4 yards. This is called timeout time. Fossil with 3 left takes one of them. We're going to take a short little timeout as well, too, to give our chance for our sponsors. Great products, great places to visit. Timeout for Fossil, 17-6 with 1:32 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Stream It Sports Live.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those 2 rhinos. Oh,
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get $3,000 cash back on RAV4.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
17-6, minute 32 seconds left here in the fourth quarter of this crosstown rival game between Fossil and Fort Collins High School. It has been dominated by the Lambkins, both defensively as well as offensively, the big plays that they were able to keep drives alive. A couple of special trick plays to get some points on the board. They have done it all to come back from really not create a replay of last year's 33-7 loss to Fossil, but really a 17-6 dominating position here. Fossil taking their first timeout. Now they're taking their second timeout to kill the clock. Third down and about 26 yards. Down south in Colorado Springs, the Windsor Wizards leading Vista Ridge 14-3 going into the fourth quarter. We want to thank our sponsors, First Bank, Schrader Oil, and Pedersen Toyota. If you would like to be a partner with us and become a sponsor, send us a message at rmccoy@streamitsports.com, and we'll contact you with the information you need. Let our sponsors know how much you appreciate them helping us bring you live high school football action. I tell you, Poudre School District has done a great job up here in northern Colorado. The way they facilitate these games, the facilities are top-notch. The schools play with high levels of character, and they bring you a quality solution for fans to come out in a great northern Colorado environment. We thank them as being partners with us, or we being partners with them at Stream It Sports to bring you these wonderful live events that are also on demand after the games if you'd like to watch them with family. Quick pitch out to the side. Michael Remmers, number 3, 5'8", 151 pounds. Picks up about a yard but stays in bounds. Fossil has to take their last time out here. Possibly a little bit too little, too late. A minute, 18 seconds left, fourth down. So right now, Fort Collins High School, if they can create a safe punt, kick it to the sideline, kill the clock, or at least kill any kind of return out of it, and then put it into Fossil Ridge and wonder if they can actually run a quick score and then an onside kick. That's how Fossil Ridge will need to make it back in here. Remember, the last time that Fort Collins High School did a punt, they did a fake punt, and they did it successfully with Spencer Purnell throwing it to number 33, Kellen Vogesser, for about a 35-yard gain. I don't expect that they're going to run. That brings us to a minute 8 left in this game. Well, it's been a fun game. Great work by Randy Torhan, working hard to try to get us online. And again, it was just some little technical difficulties, but of course, we've recorded most all of this game. So if you did not get to catch the first part of this game, it is actually going to be available in its entirety when you go and rewatch it on demand. So great catch by Abby Block on the camera as she dials them in. Quick pass outside. Donovan Murphy from Hope stops the clock, got about 5 yards out of it. Great to hear the sounds of high school bands. Spirit is alive up here in Fort Collins, Colorado. High school football is ready. The season's here. It's a beautiful night here. First day of September, and there is more to come. Tanner Hoke rolls outside, sees his receiver, number 82, Niles Tilley, able to get outside, get out of bounds. Well, if you're going to be watching us, NOCO football continues out here. Next Thursday, there's Poudre versus Fort Collins High School on this same field. Next Thursday, Windsor versus Rocky Mountain in volleyball. And then next Friday, football, Fossil versus Rocky Mountain. So big football coming on. Lots of local football on high definition live stream to any mobile or PC device. Even up on TVs now as well too. The clock, 32 seconds left, 17-6. Opportunities were in the hands of Fossil to get back in this game. A blocked field goal early on by Fort Collins High School negates 3 points. They did get a touchdown, but they tried to do a 2-point conversion for a PAT, was not successful. And then it was turnovers and big plays by Fort Collins High School that got him to this point. Lost helmet. Fort Collins High School, as in the rules, number 34, Jade Wide, senior, is going to have to go off the field with a replacement. However, if there is a timeout called, which Fort Collins High School on the board, Fossil is showing that they had one timeout, so I didn't see who they gave that timeout to. We're going to keep it here right with you. Like we said, Stream It Sports Live and Poudre School Districts are here to work together to bring you live sports. Quality sports that stream to you both live in HD as well as on demand. Coming up here, next Thursday, NOCO Volleyball, Windsor versus Rocky Mountain. That will be live broadcast here on Stream It Sports. Next Friday, Fossil Ridge versus Rocky Mountain will be live here on Stream It Sports. So mark your calendars as well as mark your locations in your browsers. Tanner Hoke just smothered by Fort Collins High School, trying to get a quick pass out, but that was just too little but too late. I think the route that his receiver was running was either not maturing quick enough, or Ricchetti was just double or triple covered and he just had no place to throw it to. Fourth down and 4 yards to go. 14 seconds left on the clock. Can they continue this march down in 14 seconds just to give some extra semblance of a score? Not there. Number 7, Spencer Purnell, cannot handle it. Now it's going to be a turnover on downs. 8 seconds left. The Lambkins are going to win this home opener. Well, actually, it's a home opener for Fossil Ridge. They're on the road virtually here in Fort Collins at French Field, but Fort Collins is going to be considered winning this one on the road against Fossil Ridge here, 17-6. Lambkins versus the Sabercats. 8 seconds left. They're going to take a kneel on the ball. No timeouts left for Fossil, and that should end the game. Players going out in good character, as always up here in Poudre School District. Players play with character. Teams play with character. Fans play with character, and it makes it a fun game, and that's what we love about Poudre School District and the sports that they provide up here. Stream It Sports Live. What a game. A game of defense early on. Big special plays by Fort Collins High School. Trick plays with double passes down the road, as well as a fake punt. All of them in favor of Fort Collins High School. Puts them up 1-0 on the season. As they enter into the season, Fossil Ridge going to go back and plan for that next game. Hey, I want to thank all of our sponsors for making this game live stream to you here on Stream It Sports Live. I also want to thank our producer, Randy Torhan, as well as our camera lady, Abby Block, for a wonderful production. And at Stream It Sports Live, well, as always, we thank you for participating in these live broadcasts, and we look forward for you to come back and watch more. Again, from French Field, the Lambkins beat the Sabercats 17-6 here on French Field on Stream It Sports Live. Thank you and good night.
Poudre School District High School Football, live on Stream It Sports Northern Colorado, has been brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins. Everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good.